Hello, friends, and welcome to your June energy reading. It's kind of crazy that it's already halfway through the year almost. I hope you have all been doing well. Let's find out what is in store for you this June. And remember that June also has the summer solstice energy, and summer solstice is going to be on June 21st if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Say hi to Cleo real quick. She is gracing us with her presence. If you're new to this channel, I'm Jen Sui. I'm a certified life coach as well as a spiritual guide here to help you come back home to yourself. So if you've been going through any life transitions, you're not really sure where you want to go, if you want to take more control over your life while also releasing all the things that you don't have control over so they no longer stress you out, then you can go ahead and go to the description box down below and find a way to connect with me. Now, your reading today is going to come in a few different parts, but it's going to start right here with you choosing your own tarot deck. So we have the Mystical Fairy deck here, then we have the Dreamy Moons tarot deck, and we also have the Spirit Song tarot deck, which is also an oracle deck, as well as the Mystical Cats deck. Now, there's no crystals associated with any of these cards, just wasn't feeling called to, but what you can also see this as is numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you like to choose numerically based off of numerology, if you like to just choose based off of intuition, go ahead and take some time right now to choose your deck. Then you can go ahead and look at the timestamps down below. You can also alternatively, if you can't choose or if you're in between a few, you can go ahead and watch the video for each of those cards. You can also decide individually if there's a specific challenge or area of your life currently that is speaking to you, that needs some attention, that you have uncertainty towards or anything like that. And with that intention, ask it like which deck that you want to choose and go from there. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Just go ahead and trust yourself. Go with that first instinct. And I will see you in your reading. All right, hello, group number 1. You have chosen the Mystical Fairy Tarot deck. So let's go ahead and get started and see what is in store for you. I want to first understand where is it that you're at currently. Maybe this will show us what category you're struggling with. Okay, so we see the Two of Cups. So this is definitely a relationship spread that's going to come through. I'm seeing that you are either coming together with somebody currently, that this is something that you're considering. Maybe there is a new relationship coming to fruition. I also apologize for any construction noise you're hearing right now. It's just going on. But that being said, you are coming to fruition with a new partner. This is typically going to be like a romantic partner, somebody that you really feel for. However, it could, if that doesn't resonate, extend to you thinking about a partnership, you thinking about maybe wanting to settle down more, wanting to create a partnership. This could also be within your business and your personal friendship lives as well if you're looking for a friend. But typically, this is going to be a partnership, like a romantic partnership. So I'm seeing that that's kind of where you're at right now, where your head's at. And I want to know more. Ooh, we have a few cards. Okay, so we have 3 cards that fell out of here. I'm just going to take the top card because that's all I'm feeling called to take. And I'm actually going to put this right on top because I think that this is symbolizing kind of where you currently are also, because it's a major arcana card. It's number 1, it's the Magician. It's kind of you tapping back into your own power of you can create your own reality, right? Talk about taking control over your life. It's really like taking control over your relationships as well, being able to believe that you can have what you want, that you can create it, that what you want seeks you as well, and really not settling, but also not necessarily committing to anything, not having any set like goals or intentions even. It's really a time of you to explore and see what's out there, see what you want to create. You can see this fairy right here kind of like juggling all these different cards on all these different colors, all these different numbers. And what I'm seeing for you in your relationships, as you can see also with like all the different elements, we have the pentacles, we have the cups, we have the swords, and obviously this is juggling around like in the air as well. There is just a lot of energy of creation, of taking everything that you have, taking all the resources that you have, what you've gotten up to this point, and being able to create your own reality with it. So that's what I am seeing for you here. I'm going to go ahead and just put this like so. So it's a new chapter. And I want to know what is also kind of coming to an end for you. So, because we're halfway through the year and the summer solstice is coming around, it's almost like this shift now, where we're going to go into the abundance. We're no longer like just setting intentions, we're coming into the fruition. So, I'm seeing the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups is all about friendships. You can see like these three fairies just kind of having a good old time. And what's interesting with this is like, especially if you're just starting to come into a new relationship, you may be saying, not goodbye, but you might be spending a little less time with your friends, wanting to create more space for this new person who's in your life, who is taking up a lot of that emotional energy, but they are still going to be there. It's just that there are some things being released. I don't see any negative energy here, so I don't think that there's any like bad friendships or anything like that that's ending. But I'm going to go ahead and want to see also what is coming for you in the future. What is maybe something that is blooming again, kind of with this abundance energy of summer. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, we can see, is like an end of a cycle. She's like put in all this work. She's gotten the abundance that she's wanted. And now she's kind of just resting in this luxury. And this is like an end of a cycle. It is not like before. It's not the transition time yet. There's no new intentions. It's just kind of like things coming to an end. Maybe this is you and your lonesome. Maybe this is you and all the work that you've put into loving yourself, into making sure that you have the resources that you need to feel happy in life, to feel free in your life. Maybe your like finances, your career, all those things are pretty set, and you also feel connected to like, a support system. And now you're really ready to step into this new chapter with this partner where you can focus more on like creating the partnership that you want. And, I will also say I'm getting a little bit of a feeling that perhaps you might be afraid of this. You might be afraid of what it means to let go of, friendships, or even like an independence. Like if you're the type of person to feel like, you need to be able to do everything on your own. You don't want to rely on anybody. We don't want to give anybody the chance to hurt you even. It's kind of showing that that's coming to an end, and that what is going to come into fruition is this idea that you can have it all and you don't have to make any sacrifices. Now, with where we're coming out of the spring, you had probably subconsciously, consciously, or spiritually set some intentions, and I want to see how that connects to where you are now. So from your past of like what you're releasing now and where you're going to, I see the sun. So again, this is very maternal energy, whether represents like a real life pregnancy for you, of you being able to get pregnant, you giving birth to something, you creating something new, even this like energy of abundance, of love, of putting your energy into something that's beautiful and blooming. Like you see these golden rays like all around her, and she just is glowing, looking directly at you. She has this cute little baby also, who is kind of the manifestation of like all the love that she has to give. Like she has so much love to give that she's putting it into this other human being. And what I'm seeing is that like your community has raised you up, your friends have raised you up. They have you guys have all grown so much, and you are looking for this next level of abundance, of perhaps maybe starting a family, or being able to tap into just like another level of love, of when you love one person, of when you love like your child, or something like that. Like it's a different type of love. It's a deep connection that is not just a friendship. It's not like better or worse or anything like that. It is just different, and it's time for you to be able to experience that. So I'm seeing that there is an intention set for that as well. And you coming into right now of being able to manipulate your circumstances so that you can create the type of relationship that you want, and be able to be in this kind of relaxed state of having your material needs met, your sexual needs met, your all just the things, like just all like basically all your needs being met in that cycle. We have two cards coming out. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and we also have the Priest reversed. So I'm seeing perhaps two intentions that you might want to consider planting. And because they're reversed right now, what I'm going to say is that you may not be aware of these things, but just some things to consider, especially when you start a new relationship. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and we also have number 5 of the major arcana, the Priest. So the Ace of Pentacles is like this whole new beginning, and it's the Earth suit. if you will. So the earth suit deals with being grounded. It deals with material goods. It deals with finances, career, the even like little things like the clothes that you wear. It represents the abundance of just like what the earth can provide. It also represents like stability and structure. So I'm seeing like, keep this in mind. Keep in mind the type of structure that you want to create, the stability that you want to create in a partnership. What does family look like? If you're somebody who tends to get caught up in just like the emotions of things, like we see here, like obviously it's really important that you feel affectionate and loving and all these things towards the other person. But if you are looking for something that is sustainable long term, somebody who you can start a family with and all these things, also keep in mind, like, are you guys aligned in your values, in your goals, in your financial goals, where you want to live? Just starting to think also about the practicalities of all of the things I'm seeing. Like there's a lot of this maturing energy for you, and that's partly shown in this magician, is like you're kind of seeing what you can still create, but keeping in mind like what is it that you in the long term want, and being able to set that intention. Now with the priest, there's also this energy of being open-minded and learning things, learning maybe more about you. I see this mask on them as well, and that's just sticking out to me a lot. I think there might be this feeling of like unmasking yourself, or feeling like maybe you were putting a mask on, and just remembering that you can just, like, it's time to take that mask off and go deeper. Relationships are really great expanders. They're very few things in this world that can allow you to create more insight and more growth into your life than a relationship. So just understand that too. Like as you move into this next era of your life, this next phase of your life where there might be a partner for you, that there are things that are going to push you to grow. You're going to be able to deepen your own emotional maturity, your spiritual growth. This could even be a new idea, or even like if you guys started a business together or something like that. This also shows that there is going to be commitment and work on your part. And in the priest, it kind of also shows that there is like a teacher energy. So I think for you, looking at if the person that you're going to be with, the person that you're considering, are they somebody who you can learn from, right? Is this a one-sided relationship, or is this actually something that's going to help you expand and grow, where you can both learn from each other, both be a teacher and a student, both be open to those things as well, and allow that in? So I see these both as reverse. So I'm thinking maybe you haven't thought about that, or maybe you are ignoring those things, maybe that these are things that are also going to come up. But keep these in mind because they are very important into your growth, into being able to have the things that you want later on, especially within this relationship. And because these are reversed, I want to see like if there is anything that is kind of sticking, like something maybe from your past that you are having a difficult time letting go of in order to let in this new version of yourself. And we see the Six of Pentacles. So you have quite a few Pentacle cards here. We have 3 Pentacles, we have 2 Cups, and the 3 major arcana groups. So a lot of earth energy, a lot of water energy, a lot of emotions flowing, a lot of action as well. And the Six of Pentacles is like being able to receive after being hurt, after losing things. So I think for you, maybe you've gone through relationships in the past where you felt like you gave everything that you have and you lost it all. Maybe you haven't really fully healed from heartbreak. Maybe you are afraid to love, afraid to give love, afraid of what it really means for you. Maybe you are also jaded towards love. But what I'm seeing here is that there is this energy of you're starting to let go of these things. You're starting to receive. You're starting to see that life is not just some game that you play by yourself, but it's actually about the relationships that you create and the process that you can go on with somebody and with these people who you see as a teammate, that you see as a partner, and you feeling really deeply grateful and appreciative of it. So I think you're in a good place with that. Like it might have been something sticky, but remember these things when challenges come up, is that especially with your intentions for your next relationship, just keeping in mind like where you are now, where you want to be, and finding a partner that is also aligned with that you can consider as a teammate, instead of somebody who maybe you feel like you have to tend to, somebody who isn't emotionally available to you or anything like that, but letting that go and letting yourself receive a teammate. Now, the next card I see is the Lovers, and the Lovers is one of the most favorable cards, especially in relationships in the entire deck. So the Lovers are these two soulmate kind of connections, and this is something that I will see as like, this is kind of the manifestation of like when you apply all these intentions, when you let go of the things that are sticking, and really set forth this magician energy of where you currently are. When you utilize that well, you're able to manifest whatever it is that you want, including the partner who sees you for who you are, who loves you unconditionally, who you are turned on by, who you guys can both work together to meet each other's needs, and also just be a life partner, right? Knowing that you're not responsible for anybody else's happiness, your partner is not responsible for your happiness, but that there is this urge, this compelling compatibility that makes you just desire each other, that makes you want to love and choose love continuously. Like, that is how it's going to manifest. So I want to know also, is there anything subconscious that has been keeping you stuck? And we see the Six of Cups. So another cup card, a lot of emotions here. And I definitely see like this reminiscing of a past love, of a new love even. And I think for you, you've been way too in your head. These two are closely related of like what has been sticky and like what is the subconscious reasoning of why, and perhaps why you are maybe are ready to like kind of let go of this like friendship energy and move into something more serious. Even like this being perhaps, if you were like a friends to lovers type of trope, being ready to actually explore deeper, is that again, don't get caught up in what the past has for you, because you are not the same person. You have grown, changed, evolved, and all these things to be able to be in a different place. So even for you to be able to feel into it, but also use your brain, use a list or something like that to help your brain see that you are not the same person. Like, what are the lessons that you've learned from past relationships? What have the past pains that you have experienced actually brought you in, as far as growth has come? Clarity in what exactly that you want. Maybe you didn't know what you want and you were hurt, or you have relationships end and all these things, but actually looking back to what were the intentions, we see like kind of the parallel of this bubble being right here, of these hands being held, and it actually is like the same. So what is the intention of which you are wanting to create a new relationship? And do you have anything that that makes you feel afraid of it, that makes you shy away from it, that maybe you think that you're undeserving of love, undeserving of some type of relationship that is so good, that can be this like soulmate type of archetype? Knowing again that we have multiple soulmates, that just because a soulmate relationship ends or you haven't found a soulmate, it doesn't mean that you don't have one. But again, just checking in with your intentions here, and I want you to give you one last sign to look for as you go through this. And what we see is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is going to be a sign to look for, which is really interesting because you have no other Knights cards here, and Knights cards are all about action. This is actually the only court card that you have in your entire reading. So if this doesn't represent you, see if it represents somebody else. But I have a feeling that this is supposed to be like how your higher self, or maybe your soul self, or maybe just where you are right now is trying to communicate to you, is to be a steward of your feelings, to be unafraid of being hurt or being loved, because they're kind of one of the same, and really allowing yourself to be a passionate lover, open yourself up to those things. If you see yourself really longing for somebody, yearning for them, wanting to fight for the love, wanting to continue loving, wanting to understand them, go through arguments and agreement, or collaborate on things and all these things, just notice that that's going to be a big part of your relationship. And how you know it's the right person for you is that you are going to hold this energy of being able to fight with passion, with love, not from a place of desperation or a place of unworthiness, but actually because you truly feel so lit up in yourself. You are becoming kind of your best self through this person. You are helping bring out the other person as well. You might feel challenged a lot. So look up for this Knight of Cups energy as you move forward in your relationship. That's going to be how you know that the person that you're with is bringing out the best in you. So lastly, I want to pull a few messages, both from your spirit and from the universe. So let's see. Oh, very loud. Great. We're going to take the first card here. And the top card is trust. So the universe wants you to just know that you need to trust. Actually, this is a doing card. This is an action card. Trust is an action as well as a state of being, but for you, you need to practice trust. Trust and put faith in the power of the universe. And faith is different from hope. Faith is this unwavering belief. It is the energy that manifestations come in through. So just trust that you are going to be going in the right direction, that things will resolve, that the right person is going to come along for you, and all these things as well. And that being said, I also want to offer you a message from your own personal spirit of your soul and see what are the soul whispers that you need to hear. And it's that connect with your soul family. So interesting card to pull here, especially because we had this card of like perhaps you're releasing your friends. If you see yourself thinking that you can't spend time with your friends, or that maybe you are spending a lot of time with your lover, with this person, getting to know them, don't forget that your friends are not like just something that you leave behind now. There's something to integrate into your relationship, and a strong relationship also comes with having that strong support, knowing that your person that you're romantically involved in cannot be the person that you go to for everything. They cannot hold space for you. Nobody can do everything just alone or with one person. So remember to connect with your soul family here, your soul sisters, even getting your hands dirty and gardening and all these things. And we see this full moon here, just allowing yourself to really be. I also see these little halos around their heads kind of as a symbol of trust, of intuition, of intuitively being drawn to people. So as you go through this journey, just also remembering that you can trust yourself to be a good judgment of character, releasing these things that have happened in the past, and just trusting in yourself and the universe to help guide you in moving forward, and not being afraid to ask for support, or even have your friends be introduced to this person that you're seeing, and seeing what they think about them. Because if they are your soul family, if they are aligned with you, then you can trust them, and be able to further trust yourself as well. So friends, that's everything for today's energy reading. I hope you enjoyed it for June. I see a lot of love and romance coming up for you in the air. So go ahead and give me a heart emoji in the comments below to let me know that you have gotten to the end of your reading, that you resonate, that you're claiming this for yourself. And don't forget to check out the description box as well if you would like to connect deeper with me, do a private card reading, as well as receive some coaching in how you can actually integrate these things, especially things that might be difficult to release, some things that might be outside your perspective, and how to integrate it. You can go and find out all that information down below in the description box. And until next time, stay well. Okay, hello, group number 2. I hope you are doing well. You chose the Dreamy Moon Sarah deck. Now, this is my most brand new deck, and I'm so excited about it. It is gorgeous, so I'm very excited to get into it for you. Let's see, where are you currently at? Okay, so I'm going to just take the first card here that we have the Star, and the Star is a beautiful card of respite after a very challenging time. So after a very deep transition, maybe you had like the rug pulled under from you and all these things, like things are finally starting to settle down. You're finally getting a chance to rest and just feel into your feelings. There is a time where you are just allowing yourself to be. And this, you see here, this woman is these 2 water jugs, because the Star is also representative of Aquarius, of the water bearer, of somebody who marches to the beat of their own drum, somebody who is a humanitarian, who is here to always give. But now you're in a space of maybe you have given a lot, you've tried a lot, whether it's in your relationship, your career, your friendships, your family, trying to get somewhere even. And now you're starting to see that you can kind of rest. The tree has grown, the fruits are there, and you can kind of let it be for now. Let yourself rest and come back home to yourself for a bit. So I'm really excited for you to receive this card. Now, I do want to know more about what is it that you're releasing, because as we come into summer, We are also closing out spring. We're releasing things behind us. And we have the Page of Stars. So it's so fun that we have the Star and the Page of Stars. Now, the Star is a major arcana card. It is part of the overarching themes of your life. Maybe this is going to extend all throughout your June, maybe even further into your summer, but you're in this energy of respite. And I'm just looking in the guidebook for you here today because there is an affirmation for you that you need to hear, and it is that I am a vibrational match to all that I desire. And as this is kind of what is being released and what is coming to an end, the page also represents like kind of this novice energy, this new project or new endeavor that you might have had for yourself. And I'm seeing that maybe you just need to trust that you have put in the work, you've put in the groundwork, you have already started something new, whether it is in your business or your relationships. Again, like whatever area in your life that you had set this intention, I'm kind of getting more of like with your professional life or even like in a hobby, maybe you started something and now you've gotten enough groundwork where maybe you're seeing some traction, maybe you've made some sales and stuff like that, and now you're in this place of respite of like, okay, I finally got through all of that. Like you learned a lot of things, maybe you were hurt a little bit too through all that work, and now you're ready to kind of chill out a bit. And I also want to know what is coming into fruition, what is blooming for you with the abundance of the summer energy. And we have the King of Crystals. The King of Crystals is also known as the King of Earth with the crystal energy. So we have two court cards here for you. So very much so, like I'm getting this from page to king is a very big shift. That is like from the beginning of a court card, like this novice energy, this new beginning, somebody who is kind of naive into the ultimate ruler of them all, being able to have all this wisdom and knowledge, and being able to have the discernment also as a king. And the king is all about having a strong mind, having this intellectual power. And the affirmation that comes with this is that I use my intellectual power to take the next step in my journey. It is asking you to be decisive, to know what you want. So this is what I'm seeing as like something that is going to be coming for you this June, especially maybe around the summer solstice is a really great time to set some new intentions. Right now, enjoy your space and enjoy like how far you've come, but also starting to see like what is it that you want to create, and so you can commit to a path. Let's see if we can get some more insight here into how all of these are related, maybe some intentions that you've set in the past. So I'm seeing the King of Cups. Again, we have more king energy here. I'm seeing a lot of masculine energy from you. We have some like you're tapping into your feminine now. You're in your feminine at the beginning, but there is this intention of mastery, of being able to be in your intellectual, full-fledged, emotional, like all the things self. And we have the cups and the pentacles. So we have the feelings, and then we also have the more practical side of things. And I think that with this, what I'm being shown is that there is a lot of this empathy and this magic that you were able to create through feeling all those feelings, through letting yourself ride the waves, basically kind of showing yourself how strong you really are, being able to be calm and grounded in uncertainty, in the chaos of things, especially like if you are starting a new business or you are starting any new venture, there is going to be a lot of change, a lot of things that you need to adapt to. So I'm seeing that you had set that intention for you, and that has allowed you to finally come to the space of respite. And now moving forward with this next cycle, an intention of the Six of Wands, being shown up as what is connecting you from the Star to the King of Crystals. So the Six of Wands is all about intuition and fiery energy. We have this person with the two wands who are like at the top of the mountain, and we have a whole crowd of people here with their torches as well. Now, you could see this as like a really angry mob, but I'm seeing it as more of somebody who is being championed, somebody who is finally claiming their power and now has created a whole fan base. I am really seeing this as kind of more of a of a theme of your career, especially if you're an entrepreneur. This really feels like it hits home, something that you are creating for yourself, because I'm seeing that there was those challenges, like those startup challenges, right? Of you figuring out kind of who you were, how to deal with things, criticism, negativity, just even the ebbs and flows of a business. And then now coming into wanting this mastery, wanting to just have a community, partner with your fans here, being able to have a trusted audience that knows you, that knows that you are somebody to trust, and yeah, kind of be able to lead. You're being called to like be a leader, and in doing so, like, if you're setting this intention, then this will lead to this of being able to stand by your own judgments, your own decision makings, and knowing your reasons for why, because not everyone's going to agree with you. There's going to be a very large crowd that is always going to be a critic towards you, of your life and your own creativity, but understanding that you are the leader of your business, of your life, of who you are becoming, and to stay strong in your own will and understanding yourself to be able to cultivate this growth. So I think this actually beautifully works out for you. Now I do want to see like if there is anything that is sticking for you. And what I'm seeing is the Eight of Wands. So a lot of action. The Eight of Wands is all about taking action. We see this eagle here too, like this bird's eye view, and just this like go, 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 go energy of creating, of manifesting. And I'm saying that this might be tied into where you are now, of why it might be hard for you to be resting right now. It might be hard for you to really admit that this is time for you to just take some time to yourself to come and get that clarity that you need in order to set the intention, in order to be a leader and create clarity moving forward. Is that you need to stop doing, you need to release this idea that you need, that quicker action is better, that more action is better, that is going to be the thing that creates results, because it's not. And one of the reasons why it might be so difficult for you to let go of that is the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups here, I mean, this is a beautiful card. I see like a tree of life, this person meditating with all these full bloom lotuses, and her connection to everything is just gorgeous. And this is all about your emotions. This is feeling content and gratitude, feeling like life is just amazing. Like you have a full cup, like everything is just feeling really freaking good. And this person is just very, very peaceful. Like if you just look at her face, and there's a lot of joy here. And this is really interesting to bring up as a subconscious blocker, because sometimes our subconscious wants to hide us. It believes that if we slow down, if we allow ourselves to stay content, to be happy, then we're not going to work as hard, or that things are going to slow down or whatever. But it's actually this idea that happiness is fleeting. And if you don't feel happiness in the moment, then you're not going to be able to feel it again. Like it's something that you can't save for yourself. Like when you have a full cup, you enjoy the full cup, because by nature of life, things are going to change, and you're never going to find the sense of like always being safe, always being stable. And so if you are ignoring like all the work that you have done here, and just trying to pour into more action, you are ignoring the deeper work, the deeper transformation that is available to you when you allow yourself to enjoy the moment, when you allow yourself to be at peace, be content with what you've created, and slow the fuck down. Like we see this parallel here as well as here, like this action energy of needing to create, because you were just starting something, which is fine, but now wanting to get into this place of respite to be able to move on requires you to let go of the subconscious fears of not doing, and allow yourself to step into a higher vibration of being, of embodying who it is that you really are. And when you do this, you're able to manifest the things that you want, and that is going to come through as the Two of Stars. So the Two of Stars is really interesting. What I'm seeing with this infinity is this constant cycling, this constant balance of things. So we see her balancing these two stars, a full sun, I guess, maybe in the background. And she's just so well balanced, well poised. And I see this truly as like a balance between knowing these two energies, being able to know like if you are needing to tap into kind of pushing yourself, staying committed, staying the path and the way to success because you need to take action. And then also knowing when you need to allow yourself to rest, to just be content, to be in the present moment and just be okay. This is going to be the skill that you're going to create through all this work. And that's associated with the King of Crystals here, about being able to, again, listen to your decision or listen to your intuition, be able to make decisions and stand by them. And the last thing that we see from this deck is going to be something to look out for, right? So what is the sign that you're looking for? And we see the Seven of Crystals. Seven of Crystals is a really interesting thing to pop up for this, because it typically represents like somebody who is kind of being sneaky, of like, you know, you see her taking these crystals and kind of like running away with them. And the Seven of Crystals typically representative of the Seven of Swords. Now, I just checked the guidebook and I was a little wrong. So the King of Crystals would be the King of Swords. And so the crystals is also a air card, all about intellect and, you know, that air energy. So this is typically somebody who is kind of like getting away with something, kind of being sneaky. And just check in with yourself with this as the sign to look out for, because what comes a lot of times, especially when you grow, and if you are in a service-based business especially, is that you might feel like you are doing something unethical. Like, for example, if you're charging money for your services, you might feel like, oh, you're taking away from people, but actually this is a stage of you to be able to receive, because you deserve compensation. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. In fact, this is a message for you to check in and see that, because you have this awareness of wanting to be fair, wanting to be able to help the people you want to help, wanting to be able to create the resources that you need, you also need to be able to receive. And so to shift this energy, and also using these questions as a guideline for you to check in with your own personal values of how is it that you're running things, how is it that you're making decisions in your life, in your business, and are they aligned with you and your values? Because if you truly do feel like it is not in service to the people who you are helping, if you feel like it's not in service to you personally, and it's creating a lot of stress and anxiety and all these things for you, then maybe it is something to reconsider. However, this is also can be a sign of growth. Like when you take time off for yourself, that can feel really selfish. That can feel like, but you could be serving more people, you could be doing more, you could be creating more content or anything like that. But instead, being able to remind yourself that this is part of your growth, in being able to know why you do anything and stick to those decisions, knowing that you need the balance of giving, of receiving, of resting, of doing, of whatever it is, of feeling, and of just taking action. Like all of the stuff is going to be coming through for you. So I hope that that is helpful in being able to see what's coming for you come June. Now, I do have 2 more cards for you. I want to know what is a message that the universe has for you. And this is just an oracle deck for you. Okay, so we have a few cards come out for you, but we're going to just take the top card that fell out. And we have healing. And this is a meaning card. This is not anything that you specifically need to do per se, but just understand like where you are right now. Like this is so perfect with the star of you're in this phase of healing. Okay, you need to allow the light to enter your wounds. You have gone through so much pain, so much growth, so much suffering, so much actioning and serving, and all these things that you need to give yourself this time to heal and let yourself receive. And receiving is in itself a skill. It is something that is going to allow you to show up better for other people. It's going to also allow you to help more people if you allow yourself to heal. Maybe there are past cycles of trauma that are coming up and you need to give them a voice. You need to give them a light. You need to speak them from your heart and let them be released so that now light can come in and heal and receive. So this could be like getting support, getting therapy, talking to a friend, getting coaching, having connection time with yourself, and even doing like therapy or something like that to be able to heal. And do not ignore this as part of your growth journey. This is, especially if you're somebody who tends to put yourself last or be overwhelmed by what other people think and whatnot. just know that you're here to heal right now. You're in that phase. And that's what this situation is. Like, if you have been in this space of like respite, it's for a reason. It's for you to heal. So a message from your spirit as well. Your higher self wants you to know that everyone in your life is teaching you something. And are you learning? So checking in with yourself, remembering that every single individual that you encounter is in fact from the same source that you have come from. And whether you have been hurt, whether you have been helped, whether you have been hurting somebody, and you need to take responsibility for yourself and for your actions, you being loving towards somebody, or giving, where are you giving your love, where are you giving your attention, and all these things, really reflecting, giving yourself that space to marry the parts within yourself, to learn from just your experience, your entire life, because you are already in the process. Like, everything that you're doing every day, every decision is already part of the process of your growth. It's not just the things that look so directly correlated to like a growth trajectory in your career, in your finances, in your relationship. It's not about like stepping up in those layers and like those socially conditioned levels. It's actually the entire process is for you to learn and grow. So that is everything for your June reading. I hope you found this helpful. Go ahead and leave a little book emoji down in the description box to let me and others know that you've made it through your entire reading and that you're claiming this for yourself. I hope that you enjoyed it. And remember, if you want any additional support, if you want to go deeper into your own readings and also get some coaching support as well to help shift your mindset, to integrate the changes that you need to open up your mind, your heart, and your soul so that you can really take better control over your life and let yourself receive, let yourself heal, and all the things, you can go ahead and go down to the description box below and find a way to connect with me in the way that suits you best. So until next time, friends, stay well. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your June reading. Let's go ahead and get started. You chose the Spirit Song Tarot deck, and we are going to just start off real quick with where is it that you currently are at in your life. And what I'm seeing is number 20, the Awakening. Wow. Okay, so we have the Peacock Spirit here, and it is full force out, like all the things. It has its beautiful feathers out. It is looking so majestic. There's a full sun out here. You are going through an awakening, a renewal, an enlightenment period for you. This is big. Like, I don't know what specific area you're going through an awakening. This could be everything from a spiritual awakening, a sexual awakening. This could be, awakening to what it is that your soul needs, what you need in your life. This could be in your career, a career shift, something like among those lines. But whatever it is, it has this energy of the peacock, of you coming into your full self, of claiming your bigness, of not holding back, really taking up space, seeing your own wonderfulness, and maybe you're just awakening to how freaking awesome you are as a human being. And with this being said, I want to know, is there something that is coming to an end for you? Like, what is it? And we have number 21, the world reversed. So this is so funny because we have the awakening and we have the world side by side, but the world was reversed. And I'm seeing that for you, you are no longer believing that you need to play it small, that you can't have what you want, that maybe you grew up thinking that what you want is not available to you, that maybe you're just too different from other people, that you see success around you, but you can't be successful because you don't have the connection, you don't have the pretty privilege, you don't have blah, 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 blah. And you're starting to see now that none of those things have anything to do with you. Not saying that things that are like systemic and oppressive don't exist, but that you are not at the whims of that. There is more to it, and that you have way more control. You have, your spirit is so bright that it was not meant to be here to be just control. You would not have been here. You would not have been born if it weren't for the knowing that you have everything it takes to let your light shine. And so I'm seeing that this world, which is like one of the most favorable cards in all of tarot, of fulfillment, of celebration, of you feeling blocked by that, is being released now. And I'm so happy to see that for you, because it is a beautiful thing to first understand what it is that you want in life and who you are. But it's a whole other step above. It's like a whole quantum leap over when you see it as available to you, as something that you can go ahead and achieve now. So I want to know, like, what is coming up up for you in June, what is blooming for you. I'm sensing a lot of positivity, and we have the star, and the star is reminiscent of Aquarius. It is about peace and healing. It's about calm and respite, and we have the swan spirit, I believe, here. And back here we had the whale, right? We had the whale spirit, we had the peacock spirit, and now we have the swan spirit. So I'm seeing like a little bit of bird energy, a little bit of water energy, but these are all major arcana cards. These are big, big, big themes in your life. You have gone through a lot, like I said, from this awakening period. And with the star card, what I'm seeing too is that you're finally ushering in this new era of peace, of healing, of, you can stop shaming yourself, guilting yourself, feeling so down on you, because there is so much more for you. There is, you're allowed to be content. You're allowed to be happy where you are. It doesn't matter if you're the type of person who kind of from the outside on paper has it all, but like haven't been feeling well internally, or if you're somebody who, doesn't have much as far as like what society would say, like money or family or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, but you're entering into an era of really good emotional and mental well-being, of allowing yourself to rest instead of always pushing. And this renewal really hits at that, because it's going to allow you to go further in your life. So, okay, well, so we had quite a few cards pop up already. I'm going to just take the first two cards actually, because these were both for your intentions, and I wanted to see how these are connected. So with the first card here of the Ace of Acorns, we have the Ram Spirit, and this is all about creative force and confidence, and it's an Earth card. So I'm seeing that for you, in between like what you're releasing and where you are now, there is intention set of you wanting to be more confident in yourself, you wanting to start anew for yourself, start a new career path, or start having it all. I see this very tied into your material world. So whether it's you wanting to be in a better apartment, or you wanting to have more money so that you can go on vacation, so that you don't have to worry about rent, so you can treat your friends to dinner, whatever it is, like there is this moment for you where you're like, screw this way of thinking where I can't have it all, where like this world is just so unfair, or like all these things, and taking it into your own hands to be able to start anew, to use your creativity to create a solution for yourself, instead of staying stuck in the past, being a victim to your circumstances and feeling like you're stuck. You're actually gaining confidence in yourself to be able to be where you are now, where you're having this awakening. And then we have the High Priestess. Again, another major arcana card, and the High Priestess is all about intuition and sacred knowledge, and we have the Lynx spirit here. So we have this feline who's looking very powerfully from like their high, from like the top of a mountain, like with the moon and all these things, and looking down below. And this is all about your sacred knowledge, your own connection with yourself, and knowing that intuitively you are being driven in a direction that you're meant to go, and you are ready to kind of claim that now. You're wanting to trust yourself more. You're wanting to go down this path that is for you. Perhaps this is in business as an entrepreneur. Maybe this is within a friendship or a relationship or something like that. But what I'm saying is like just this common thread of like, these are big things in your life. Like really think about the different domains of your life, your mental well-being, your physical well-being, your relationships, your occupation and finances, your intellectual well-being, and your spiritual well-being. This could also very much so be in your spiritual path of that's kind of the underbelly of all of it, is that spiritually this is being divinely led and guided, and you're tapping into your High Priestess energy, this version of you that's going to take control and be the authority of your life, so that you can have this peace and respite and moment of healing. Okay, so nothing really fell out of there. I'm just going to put that back into the pile. But okay, now we have something. We have the Two of Feathers, and it came out reverse. So I wanted to know what was kind of maybe sticky and something that might be holding you back of releasing these negative beliefs. And we have the Two of Feathers, and the Two of Feathers is all in your head. It's a lot of thinking. We have, I think, this lizard or gecko spirit, and this is about decisions and direction. So we see that you're in your head a lot. And I'm going to say that this is you overthinking way too much about where you're going. Are you doing the right thing? Is this the right path path for you? Is this meant for you? Is this something that you really want? What if you regret it? What if there's unintended consequences that you haven't been able to think about? And this is all hindering your ability to pick a direction and commit to it. And so see if you can let yourself release that a bit, release the stress of it, because this is a really sticky thing that's going to always keep you stuck in the past and thinking that there is a wrong way or that there is a path that is not for you or not meant for you. And instead being able to, again, tap into that high priestess energy. But that being said, this is coming up for you because there is a reason. So there might perhaps be a subconscious blocker, some like belief specifically that we can look at here. And we have the Eight of Shells. And the Eight of Shells is all about a new quest, a renewal of sort. And we see the starfish. And the starfish spirit, there's somebody who can like have, a leg cut off and then regenerate. And what I'm seeing for you is perhaps this subconscious need for abundance in your emotional wellness, this being kind of like the Eight of Cups. And funny enough, this card represents also healing, regeneration, right? Newness, letting go of things and healing, doing some soul searching, having the emotional courage to go on a new quest, a new cycle. And so just notice that like this is something that you have been wanting for a while. Maybe you quit a job and you've been wanting to for a while, but you never did. And now you're starting to really come into what it is. You're coming into clarity of what you want to do next. But there's a lot of fear around it, right? And so hence again, this stuckness energy of being caught up in your head a lot, of let yourself feel, let yourself ask your soul what is the decision that you want to make instead of intellectually trying to use logic all the time. It's not going to work. You got to let go of those things. Also, don't be afraid to let go of it, because subconsciously, right, our brains want us to just survive. They want us to like be able to do the basic functionings of life, of be able to live the longest time. So it's going to put our brains to work. So just knowing that like your brain is a very powerful tool, you just need to be a steward of it. So it's not like don't think about your decisions and just impulsively make decisions, but it's about knowing where you want to put your resources, your mental resources, your energetic energy into making a decision. And is this worth your time? Is this worth your energy that you're spending on it? Or is there something else that you should be doing with that, or that you could be doing it that would be more productive in the direction that you want to go, of trusting your intuition, of tapping into your resources? So instead of thinking about it, making plans, maybe it's meditating and just allowing it is to come. And what I see as like the manifestation, if you're able to integrate these, let these go, is the Six of Acorns. And this is success and triumph. So literally it's telling you that you will be successful, you will be triumphant in your endeavors if you allow yourself to let go of the intellectual, of all of that stuff, the intellectual masturbation that's going on right now, and letting yourself just go into this era of peace, of intuition, of like things don't have to be so hard all the time. Things don't have to be so serious all the time. It's not all about you either. It's not about you being unworthy or if you can do what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. It's actually like letting go of that ego piece of it and tapping into the soul piece of it to see, like in this with the I believe this is like a stag spirit, very, very strong, very intelligent, very triumphant. I mean, look at it. It's like so proud of itself. So really giving yourself that props to be proud of all that you have accomplished right now, because that's going to allow you to tap into more of it and allow more. But this is how it's going to manifest. This is kind of like what I see as the ending point, like what things are flowing, where the energy is flowing for you this June, is going to be able to see success and triumph in the endeavor that you have chosen and that you are awakening to. Just making sure, again, that you are paying attention to this awareness, you're not putting it down. And oh my God, this is amazing. So this is the sign that I want you to look out for. Hummingbirds. First, in real life, if you see hummingbirds, just take that as a sign that things are going beautifully for you. But the sun is all about abundance. It's about vitality, of joy, of being able to see just and feel the power of the sun, the warmth and the beauty of life. And for you, like that's going to come through a lot, especially if you're in an era of healing. I'm saying that you're probably going to need to prioritize your joy a little bit. So look out for that as your sign of like, if you're wondering, again, in your decisions, where to go, check in with yourself with where is your joy? What is it that lights you up? This might not be the easy thing, and sometimes it will be, but what is it that's going to make you alive, make you feel connected, make you feel grateful for life and whatnot? Because that's going to be a really great indicator for you that you're going in the right direction for you. Okay, so that was a pretty quick and straightforward reading, but I do have two more messages for you. And I want to know from the universe what is maybe coming up, what you need to know about where you are to help guide you. And we have caution with a spider. So interesting. So this is a just knowing card. Okay, so it is nothing to do, nothing necessarily to fear, but just know, keep your guard up. Okay, so at first this didn't really make sense, right? Because we have all these like really positive sounding cards come up. So like, why would you need to be caution? Well, here's the thing. As humans, we have a negativity bias. We are able to get caught up in the web of shit, of our own negative thinking, of series of bad things happening. You know, if you look for the bad, you will find it. If you look for the good, you will find it. But it's our brains are designed literally to look for the bad, to look at the danger, to look at the criticism. So when this says keep your guard up, it's not keep your guard up to the good. It's actually keep your guard up to the bad, of when your brain wants to return to these cycles of unworthiness, these thoughts, patterns that you have that have kept you stuck, that have made you want to go on this journey to find enlightenment, to be more confident, to trust your intuition, all these things. You know, releasing things like needing to make decisions from logic and only logic, you having to do everything on your own, like whatever that is, you feeling, you using shame or guilt in order to make yourself productive, right? Like we can so easily go into these cycles of like, you don't deserve rest, you don't, maybe you need to like just do a little bit more work first, and then you can like go to the bathroom and go eat and all the things, just like finish up this one email, right? But be really cautious towards those things. Be cautious of the stories that you're telling in your head, especially because that is going to just create this web of lies. And what we want to do is when we see this cobweb forming of lies, of past stories, of things that don't serve us, is we want to tear it down. Okay, so just like a spider living in your head, right? Like don't be, I know that's a really weird, gross analogy, but it's kind of like the spider that's living in our head. And that's just because we're human, right? It's the human condition, and it's always going to be creating this web. And every time you have something good that happens, that's positive that happens, it's important that you build another web to show the positivity, and you work on strengthening that and letting any of the thoughts that don't serve you be torn down. Okay, so that's what you just need to know. Again, there's nothing to necessarily do in that, but it's something to be aware of as you go through your June. And especially when you do see success, let yourself celebrate it. Let yourself feel the full feeling of it. Don't minimize it. And from your soul, we need you to know that put your bare feet on damp earth. Stand in the sun. Feel the rain on your skin. Ground yourself. What a beautiful card. Okay, so this is number 26 as well. This card is just like, it feels like a deep breath. It feels like a permission slip for you to just be and ground and have that space to be in love with life. Like very similar to this, the sun card, right? Is literally like enjoying all the different elements, being alive in the moment, being in your body. Stop being so much in your head and really just allowing yourself to live the life that you live. And through all of it, right? Even like the rain, even the days where it feels hard, just don't avoid those things. Don't take it as like there's something terribly wrong, and that you were too big-headed or anything like that. It's really just that is part of the flow of life. That's part of the cycles. We can't always be in summer, we can't always be in abundance, but we are also always in an opportunity for us to learn deeper and integrate and see ourselves. And so just reminding yourself that you're doing great, you're in the process, and to come back home to yourself throughout all of June. Okay, my friends, you have a beautiful month ahead of you. I hope that you are doing well. Go ahead and leave a spider emoji down in the comments if you made it this far, if you want to claim this energy for yourself. And if you want to go deeper into any of this stuff, if you want to integrate and take better control over your life, really create the systems and structures for you internally and emotionally to tackle these negative thought patterns, to really ensure that they don't keep coming up for you, and build a new web of positive, productive, and actually like believable thoughts and emotional habits for yourself, go ahead and go to the description box below and you can find a way to connect with me there that feels right to you. Okay, my friends, until next time, stay well. Hello, hello, group number 4, and welcome to your June energy reading. I hope you are doing well. Let's go ahead and get started. I want to know, where is it that you currently are in your life? And we have the Lovers reversed. Oof. Okay, so with the Lovers, this is definitely giving this energy of a relationship. Maybe there is something that is blocking you. A relationship might be ending. You and your partner might be in a slump currently. Maybe you're feeling disconnected. Maybe you're single and you're really questioning whether or not you're going to find your person. And what I'm saying here is that you're in this phase of, instead of looking outwards for love and validation, this is a time for you to come inward and give yourself love and validation. And with that, you're going to be able to attract in a partner if that is what you seek, if that's what you want. But for right now, this is actually an opportunity for you to come inwards towards yourself. I know that that might not also be the thing that you want to hear. You might just want to be loved. You might be craving that soulmate connection and to be loved and whatnot. But it really does come from within first. And then that shows through in both, not just how you attract a partner, but how you maintain it. Because remember, just because you like achieved something, whether that's a goal in your career or in your life, doesn't mean that you're going to be able to continue maintaining it unless you understand the structure in which it was created, which is going to be with your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, right? And being able to evaluate those things. So starting with your thoughts about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and what do you do to care for yourself? What do you not do to ensure that you are in a good place? And I want to know if there is anything that you are releasing. And we see the 9 of C. The 9 of C is like this cat just having like all these wonderful dreams and all these things for yourself. And I'm seeing for you that this is actually kind of releasing maybe even a fantasy. And you releasing this fantasy of somebody coming along to make you happy, and actually starting to see for yourself like that somebody else is not going to be the thing that makes you happy. It's not going to be the thing that fulfills you. It's obviously going to be able to give you some more fulfillment, some more happiness perhaps, but you're starting to let go of this fantasy and almost like becoming disillusioned to the idea of love and just what society makes of love, that it's like this huge thing that you need to search your entire life for. But love is found everywhere. Love is found from within yourself. Love is found within people that you even like dislike, being able to find compassion and forgiveness and things like that. And as cliche as it sounds, it's really broadening what is your definition of love, from going from somebody that you live with, love, kiss, have sex with, build a family with, and all these things, to where's your love for life? Where's your love for yourself? Where's your love for your dreams and your passions? And what I'm seeing is that you're becoming disillusioned to those things. And as you go through June, what might be blooming for you is the Earth Kitten. And the Earth Kitten is a beautiful spirit. Now, this little kitten is finding new friends. They are, maybe not aware to the dangers of life yet, because, this porcupine, it could be dangerous, but they're just curious. They're just in this energy of wanting to learn, of wanting to love, and they might be hurt, but this is the nature of life when you're in a new beginning, and we go through phases. You could be in your 60s and still feel like a kitten, right? Have that novice energy because you're doing something new. You're coming at things from a new perspective, a new feeling, a new self-concept, a new dream. And again, you're brought into the humility of being a beginner again. And I'm seeing that this is going to come through for you in June. This is not like going to be a very like, oh, like things are gonna go great for you and like just be like loving and blah blah blah. I'm saying that this might be actually really difficult for you, that you might be resisting this idea that that you are enough, that self-love is going to be the thing that helps you. But that being said, it doesn't have to be hard. It can be literally as simple as giving yourself the space to be a beginner again, to even date from a new mindset, because times have changed. We went through COVID. People started to understand, the importance of connection, of deep connection, of real connection. You have grown and changed a lot over the years, over the relationships that you have had, over the relationships that you've dreamed of having, that you yearned to have, but maybe weren't able to create, or that you were able to create but ended. Even maybe the relationship that you're in now, and maybe it's just evolving. Maybe you had this like idealized version of somebody in your head, maybe even an idealized version of yourself and how you should be. And that's all becoming disillusioned now. And now you're in this new phase of exploring, what does love look like for you now? What does connection look like for you now? And how is it that you want to go about it? And if you were to release like this fear of getting hurt, if you were to release this ego of like being wrong about something, even, how would that allow you to interact better in your circumstances? So I want to know more about how these things are connected for you. And as far as these two go, from what you're releasing to where you are now, I see the priest. And the priest is all about tradition. It's about being able to have structure, coming back to your own spiritual practices as well, of like things like mindfulness, meditation, even religion. So if you're religious as well, what are some like religious values that maybe you wanting to come back to? But outside of religion and just in a spiritual context, I'm saying that maybe you had set this intention to kind of create more structure, more tradition, more discipline within your love life, within your relationship, and relationship with yourself. This could be a balance of responsibility. This could be a balance of how you see things, of maybe you're giving a lot to your partner, or maybe you're single and you're giving a lot of energy to like dating, and you're getting caught up in what other people want, or whatever, that you're losing your own values in the way. And as this disillusionment process continues, you were able to start seeing like, actually, there might be some practices that you need to say. Maybe there's some boundaries that you need to set. Maybe there is a practice that you're neglecting for yourself and your self-care. Maybe you're staying up really late to talk to people where you know that you need your sleep, and that it's kind of like, an awakening of, all right, time to really look at what is it that, kind of using all of these things as like a learning moment, and that you are a teacher to yourself, and these people that you're coming across are also teachers in your own life, for you and you towards others. I hope that's making sense so far. I think there's more that will come up for that, but we'll see in the future cards how that relates. As far as your intentions going forward and going from this, I'm seeing the Four of Sky. So we see this connection between the purple, the upside down cats. It's really funny when you literally just look at this, right? First, they're both reversed, but also the ground is, or the sky and everything. We have these flowers and now we don't have any flowers at all. We have two cats and now we have one cat. And I'm seeing this intention for you to find solace within yourself. The Four of Sky represents this cat that is just enjoying its space in the lavender field. It's just having a good old time by themselves. It is almost like a retreat from their burdens, their worries, and all these things. And that perhaps that you have gone through a lot of troubles, and especially in your love life. Maybe you've gone through a heartbreak. Maybe you are really questioning whether or not you're lovable, or if you will ever find love, and all these things. And it's showing like, yes, yes, yes. Do not worry about those things yet, though, because it is inherently part of yourself, but you cannot access it if you're in this space of overwhelm, of overworking, and that there might be a block for you to give yourself the rest. And also, alternatively, you might be too in it. You might be too isolated, because we see that the next step for you of what's coming into fruition is you connecting from this place of curiosity with other people, with people who are different from you, who might have different values or views of you. Maybe trying new things, trying like meeting people in person instead of just using dating apps, or maybe using dating apps if you're just used to trying to find somebody in person. There's going to be like a whole new shift, even like within yourself, of like how you love yourself, what you want your routines to look like. And if you are isolating too much, if you are, kind of avoiding the responsibility of being responsible for your own happiness, your own joy, your own lovability, then it's not going to allow you to move forward. And I think you're seeing this now. You're seeing that this is the intention that you want to set to, is to give yourself that space to care for yourself, and also give yourself the space to experiment and be a beginner again. Be a beginner, whether it's a beginner's mind or a beginner in something new that you want to try. I'm seeing this very, very much so just being a love life thing right now for you, though. If this relates to your career at all or other aspects in your life, please just go ahead and translate that in your mind to that. So, um, change is hard. Change can be difficult. So I want to see what's sticky for you. And we have the Two of Earth, and the Two of Earth we see as this cat being extremely poised and balanced. Right, he has these two apples on his hat. I see this as being way too stern, maybe like too stoic, to like you have to be a certain way. Again, this attachment to like there has to be like a standard of perfection. Even though this card represents like balance and harmony and all these things, this could also be like sticky for you because if you are wanting to create a relationship in the future, you're going to need to find flexibility. You're going to need to, adapt your time, your energy, and your resources in order to give the love that you want to give, that the other person deserves to receive. And also in self-love, if you're going from a relationship going back to single, then that's again requires adaptation, where you can't just be the stoic, stay in the past, not changing, having a routine. While that can be great, and we see this in the priest, is that you have been, perhaps there is this desire to like get back into a routine, but ensuring that it's not stifling, that it's not just to, that you can allow yourself to find something that is grounding for you without being stifling and being very I don't know, like perfectionistic about it. And there could be another reason of why this is the case, like why this is coming up for you. And we see the sun, and the sun is reverse this entire reading so far. I think every single deck has received the sun, which is amazing. And it's perfect for June. But the sun is reversed here for you, and the sun represents abundance. It's about rest, it's about joy, vitality. It's all these cats resting and just enjoying the golden warmth, and the being provided for by the sun. And I interpret this in a couple ways, where both routine can really help you actually enjoy the balance of, or enjoy the good parts of life. Like if you don't have structure in some capacity, then it can be very difficult to feel free, right? Because then there's nowhere for that energy to go. But on the other hand, if you have too much structure, too much stifling of your energy, of like what you need to do, of how you should be, then it doesn't allow you to enjoy the moment either. So there could be this resistance too of not letting yourself fully enjoy life, of feeling like you have it all and that you can be happy in life unless you have a partner, unless you've gotten to this like incredible level of self-love that people can preach. But at the end of the day, understanding that it's always going to be a journey. So again, like fighting this perfection, because I think there's this attachment to needing things to be balanced, be perfect, be in this amazing harmony in order for you to finally let yourself be happy, for your subconscious to rest and just enjoy the fruits of your labor, enjoy your life. But just noticing that that's not true. And when you are allowing yourself to be, oh my gosh, when you're allowing yourself to be happy, to be in that sunshine energy, of having some type of routine but not being overtly stifled, we have the Emperor card as like what it manifests as. And the Emperor has like this amethyst necklace around its neck. It is sitting on its throne. We did have this reverse, but this is how things are manifesting for you. So one of the things about the Emperor is knowing that their power in order to like control their life, control their reality, in order to rule their people and be a good ruler and all these things, their power comes from within, from being a person who is compassionate, who is non-judgmental, who cares deeply, and isn't just from this brutal conquest of dominating other people, of being a brute of a leader. He is somebody who has come to power because he knows who he is. And I think for you, what I'm seeing as this being the thing that manifests, but it's being reversed, is that it's going to allow you to let go of this need to feel like so in control of other people, of your life. And especially in a relationship, if you're the type of person who gets kind of anxious about somebody not doing something, you make stories of your head of like how they don't love you, or like how they are trying to make your life hard if they do or don't do certain things. What I'm seeing is like you're releasing those things and coming back to how you are learning to be a more compassionate person. you're able to speak up for yourself and what you need, but also make space for other people to speak up and have their needs met. You're finding this balance. And especially within a relationship, if you are in a relationship right now, this could definitely be like from you going from like, oh, you're like high horse, or like, you kind of being the queen or king of your relationship, to seeing actually this is a partnership and exploring like what does it look like to both hold power in the relationship. If it's about just yourself, looking at how is it that you can hold power for doing things for yourself and also doing things for what you need to get done, kind of creating that space for self-care and self-love instead of being a really dominating, abusive, kind of aggressive emperor. How can you be one that is rooted in true leadership of knowing who you are and knowing what you need, knowing what your people need, and being able to provide that for yourself. So this being said, the sign that I want you to look out for to know that you're on the right track is the Eight of Earth. And the Eight of Earth is a beautiful card that signifies kind of this energy here too of like the teacher. So this cat is leading a whole clan of like little kittens, right, on a hunt to kind of practice their senses. And all these little kittens here are following the leader, trying to understand and mimic because they're just learning. And these two cards are very tied, and I think just in general these three, where if you are the leader or something, if you have a strength somewhere, then it is time for you to step up, time for you to have the awareness and use the awareness. So if you're somebody in a relationship, for example, and you're really frustrated with your partner because they're not doing something or you're not having your needs met, whatever it might be, if you have the awareness of what you need to do, say like be less defensive or be able to demonstrate how it is that you want to be loved, then it is up to you to step up to that and be able to lead that, because that is how other people can learn from you and change as well. But also knowing that you don't know everything. And so in some areas you might not be the teacher. And that's kind of what this Emperor card is showing here, is that maybe it's time for you to fall back. If that has been you, if you feel like you've been taking the lead for a lot of things, it's time for you to fall back and learn and just be able to let other people show you how they want to be loved. Let yourself show you how you want to be loved. Be curious and give yourself that space. Don't expect to be so perfect all the time or, all at once at the beginning. And this being said, I do have two more messages for you. One from the universe of just what is it that the universe wants you to know about where you're going in June. And I'm seeing for you, we have the action card. Awaken the warrior woman within. And this is a doing card. This is a sun card. So it's about doing. There's action that needs to be taken. Maybe you have been too much in your fantasy land and your illusions of things. Maybe you've been feeling really bad about yourself or feeling, whatever types of way. And that's all totally fine. Your feelings are so valid. Give yourself space. But this is showing that it's time to like take action on what it is that you want. Give yourself the self-care. Go experiment. Talk to somebody, create boundaries, ask for what you want, teach somebody, whether this is within your own pleasure, even like show somebody what you want in the bedroom if you want them to change. Give somebody else pleasure if you want them to, feel more loving towards you too, right? It's kind of like just take action, take initiative. Like you have so much more power than you think. And you have this spirit within you. You don't have to just sit back and wait for things to happen. You can make things happen, and it's time to do that, because what's on the line is your ability to be happy, fulfilled, in yourself and in your relationship with others. So last thing here is a message from your spirit, from your own personal self. And we have number 2, which is all about duality, relationships, masculine, feminine energy, relationships coming together. And we have your outer world is a reflection of your inner realm. So beautiful card here. This person is looking into a body of water, seeing themselves, and really recognizing that the change that you want to see starts within you. So how can you take responsibility for that? Where is it that you need to take some action? Where do you need to forgive yourself, love yourself more, have more compassion, be more not judgmental, release ego, whatever it is. If your outside world does not match what you want, how you feel, then you can go ahead and change it. You're not stuck to anything. So this being said, that is everything for your reading today. That feels really complete. I hope you have a wonderful June ahead of you. If you resonate with this reading, if you want to claim this energy, go ahead and leave an arrow emoji in the comments below to let me and other people know that you got to the end of the reading, that you claim this energy for yourself. And if you need any more support and guidance in how to take better control of your life, of knowing where it is that you want to put your energy, how you can see more of maybe what is unseen currently and release what you need to release, then you can go ahead and go into the description box below and find a way to connect with me, whether it's through a private tarot reading for yourself, where you're also going to get some coaching and mindset skills as well to help integrate your learnings, or it's through a consultation to get some coaching and spiritual guidance as well. Whatever works for you, all the links are going to be down in the description box, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Stay well.